Well, I'm pretty excited. This has arrived just a couple of minutes ago from Geckota, and it's got to be my D1 diver, which I've been looking forward to from the Kickstarter campaign for quite some time now, and I've seen a couple of other people's unboxings of the black, the noir version, and the version I ordered was the Cobalt, the blue one. So let's just get stuck in really quickly and take a look. And I don't have any fun tools, so I just use a pair of scissors to get this thing opened. Try not to rip the anything in case there's any paperwork inside. And I'm very curious to see what's actually in the box, because the other unboxings I've seen a couple of people show some extra goodies that were not ordered. This was already a really good value. It's a really nice 300-meter diver. With a lot of nice features on it, a sandwich dial which is more expensive than the usual applied indices. But what made this such a good value on Kickstarter was it comes with 4 straps, including a really nice bracelet. Geckota are really famous for the straps. So that was a nice, and you had 3 different bezels as well. The 3 bezels, I understand, haven't been shipped yet. There's a delay on that, but that's cool. They didn't delay the whole box. I mean, people want their watches, right? So they sent with the default one, which is good. So it looks like I'm going to have to get rid of the glue or something to get this opened. It's a disposable outer box. And of course, on camera, this is where you always screw things up, right? I am Mr. Clumsy, so if I can get this open, that will be quite, without ruining anything, that'll be quite an achievement. Okay, so outer box, throwaway cardboard, and no branding or anything on it. Inner box has some, I'll call it paper, though it feels a little bit different. It's kind of sticky on top. Oh, this is really tight. This will be another box. I think this is, yeah, well, that's how you see they kind of stuck that down. So it's a little bit icky to touch. And most of this is out of the camera, I realise. So it starts to see what's inside. Ah, very nice. So I do have some extra goodies. This, I believe, is a pen with a LED light on it. If I remove this, we'll take a look at the goodies afterwards, because I want to see the watch first. I'm guessing this might be a tool. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, okay. I'm going to celebrate with a drink of wine or something. So we've got a corkscrew, bottle opener. I like this already. And as I say, I'm just using a pair of scissors. Maybe I've got a new tool now for opening packages in future. Corkscrew, bottle opener. Well, they definitely know what makes people happy. Watch Gecko. That's their other website, which is I guess you use that to break the seal on wine. Pretty nice. So I won't be able to use this with a knife to open up the packages, but I'm certainly going to be yeah, that's a nice thing to have. Certainly going to be keeping that. The pen's a bit of a gimmick, to be honest, but hey, it's all fun and it's nice to have a LED light to play with. Okay, so put these to one side. Packaging, throwing on the floor for now. I don't tend to litter. I'll be throwing that away later, but I don't want to be holding stuff up. And I'm going to look at this before I show it to you. Good, doesn't have my address on it. I like to keep some privacy here. So a thank you note. That's nice. Nothing particularly special in there, but it's nice to get the note. And let's see. Now the fun begins. I'm kind of having fun already, actually. Feels like Christmas. It's a GNWK. Oh, there we are. D1 KS Cobalt. So hopefully that means I got the right color. This is very heavy feeling. So this is a disposable box. You don't take the paper out, so they kind of stuck it down, so that's why it's a little bit icky. Okay, so this is the stuff we'll end up keeping, and this is the stuff we'll be interested in looking at. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so nice sturdy white cardboard box. Nice branding on this. It's got a slight ribbed feel to it. So that's nice. It's definitely cardboard, not wood. But of course you've got the wood inside with a, yeah, I think the colours goes pretty well together, and nice protective there as well. Oh, this is great. Normally you just get some cards or a short printed thing that's not very large. This one is actually fairly decently sized, which is good for me. I'm really short-sighted, and yeah, so even with glasses I tend to want something a little bit larger. 24-month guarantee, that's always nice to have. Doesn't always mean much on Kickstarter, right? But in Geckota's case, they've been around for a while. They've got a whole range of other watches they do. They've come out with some really nice ones since then, actually. And you know, they're famous for straps, so they're obviously around. So that actually the warranty here means something. So it's not just how you operate, it's actually giving us and how you set the time, which is nice. It's nicely explained, but they're actually giving us some advice on moving links. I actually have a toolkit for removing links, but this is nice to see. This is a little bit better than what I would normally expect. Pretty good. I'm going to put that to one side, get it out the way. I was already kind of excited, now I'm getting even more excited. Let's get this out. Oh, it just lifts up. Can I open it in the box? No, it's going to have to slide out. Okay. Oh, that's really nice inside. I like the either leather or pseudo leather, or PU leather maybe. This is what I really want to look at, of course. Well, more stuff. So it's supposed to come with, I think, 4 straps. That's I can count 4 here. There's the bracelet, which is a really nice. It's not your typical style of bracelet at all. It's got very nice angular links on it. Looks like those are pin type. Okay, I can push those out pretty easily. And it feels heavy. It really does. So that's nice. I like. That means it's going to have solid links to it. I'll open this up right now so we can look at the other straps really quickly. I won't bother putting them on. I'll just focus on the watch. We can talk about the watch in a minute as well. So let's do that against this. I don't want to be scratching the strap. Told you I'm Mr. Clumsy here. Oh dear. Oh, this is nice. There's several types of. This is a spring bar tool. I can see through the case. So, a spring bar tool you use to. Well, wearing another watch here, another diver actually. This is my daily beater, Christopher Ward, with a GMT on it because I have clients in lots of different time zones. Let's get this open. But anyway, I was going to say you just use this to take the end links out to change the straps, but I don't need to get into that. You guys know that, or we can cover that some other time. So this kind of pulls out like an extension. Get it's longer and longer. Definitely an interesting way of keeping that. I guess that means it's not going to scratch anything. So let's take a look at this. I have this exact same one. If you're ever looking for a basic watch toolkit for doing things like changing links and getting this kind of spring bar tool, you normally get the shorter ones when you get the free ones. And then it's like this long, and it's only got this thin fork at the end, which is actually the fork I prefer to use most of the time. But some people really love this kind of flatter fork. This one won't work very well on a metal bracelet, but can go quite well, easy to get in on a leather one, or a canvas or something like that, but not on metal links usually. But this is the better spring bar tool. It's really easy to hold, so you're not going to. It's a much better grip on it, because you need to be pretty precise. You don't end up scratching something. If you want to get this and you're not getting the Geckota, if you go to AliExpress and have a look for watch tools, I think your first order you get a $4 discount or something. So hey, if you already ordered, maybe I wonder if you'd be dubious and end up with a new email address just for placing an order. But anyway, let's say you place your order, you can probably get a whole toolkit with things to open the backs of the cases, a pin pusher to take out these links on the bracelets, which is something you'll need to do probably to get your bracelet size. The pin pusher really helps. So you can get a toolkit like that for like $12, $16 with a bunch of stuff in it. including this. So I would recommend doing that if you don't have anything. It's certainly good value. So let's look at these straps. Oh, this is really nice. Actually, ironically, I received some Geckota straps this morning, a different type. Let's see how flexible this is. Let's find out, because that's the thing that bothers me. I don't like breaking things in. Oh, this is really nice. It's pretty movable. I can tell this is going to have some really nice age lines on it. Well, it is Italian handmade leather, and the important thing is it doesn't say genuine leather. That's really good. Genuine leather is actually the lowest grade of leather. So if you see genuine leather on a watch strap, that's a bad thing. Well, it's not bad. It's better than PU or something, but it means that it's probably not going to last too long. What you really want to do if you're shopping, the best will be full grain, or at least get top grain on leather. But this just says Italian leather handmade, and I think this is pretty nice looking. It will, well, we'll see how it goes with a watch later. Other people will post shots, or I can do that in the comments. I've got a ton of these already. In fact, I've got a whole box full of many different coloured NATO straps, but it's nice to get the NATO strap that goes with a watch. I wouldn't have picked this colour scheme, so I'll hold that up against the watch to see. And this is nice. It's actually rubber, but it kind of has a look of, I'm trying to think of the, there's a word it's slipping my mind here, call it a brain fart. There's actually a particular material which has kind of this cross hatching on it at 90 degrees that's escaping my mind right now, but it kind of has that kind of look to it. It's nice. It's not just a plain rubber. It's got this really nice texturing on it, which I don't know if you can see. I mean, the holes really help, but there's actually a nice texturing on here too. Okay, so now the watch. Well, I really like this. It's normally, I mean, I put these boxes away in a cupboard just in case I ever decide not to keep a watch, but I'll end up putting this in my watch box because it's going to get a lot of wear, but still it's really nice to have this. Especially if you ever give a watch as a gift to someone, makes a nice difference. By the way, if you're ever going to do that, never order from Kickstarter if you want to buy for a special event. You can never guarantee a delivery time. But this looks really nice. It feels heavy. I'm going to just take these protectives off. But let's see if we can do a few things before I do that, just in case there is an issue. The bezel wasn't centered. Well, there's a little bit of play in that, and it's kind of, for a new watch, this is a bit too easy to turn, but it's got a nice sound. It's smooth turning, but I thought it turned just by jogging it. I didn't actually wanted to turn it when I first began. So the first thing I notice, I'm kind of used to divers that have maybe better accuracy on them in terms of the markings around the rim. So this is a minimalistic diver, so it's kind of diver style. I mean, it does go to 300 meters, but you know, on this watch here, my Christopher Ward, which hasn't been cleaned, so my apologies. Obviously, I've been using this bezel. Yeah, this one's a little bit stiffer. I like a little bit of stiffness. I've gone past the hour minute, but the top of the hour at 12 o'clock. But I have a pip I can line it up on exactly. Whereas with this one, I'm going to have to guess. I think it's about there. I think that's probably about right. So really, you're not going to be doing any accurate timings with this. I mean, you don't have an in a minute or second markings, and but you know, you can use it for 5-minute timing. So really, I wouldn't really be using this. It's more like a diver theme, or you can do approximate timings on it. I mean, if you want to know how many minutes, it's really hard. You can say between 15 and 20 minutes, but I don't think you'll get a very accurate number. So let's take the protective cover off, and there's probably, oh, they've got a protective cover around the strap. That's nice, goes the whole way around, but they didn't have one on the back. Don't know if you can see the back there. So I guess I should talk about the watch a little bit too. So this particular one, the loom is Superluminova, of course, and it's for the blue, which is the Cobalt. It's BGW9, which I think's the exact right color you'd want with a blue. So that's a pretty good choice. So it should come out with a blue lume to it, which I'll stick a shot on when it gets darker. It's kind of daylight at the moment. Let's get rid of all these things, and we'll take a look at the clasp too. Okay, so that's getting rid of all the sticky stuff. It's a nice butterfly clasp. I like that. I mean, obviously it's shiny because it's new. It feels heavy, so doesn't feel too heavy. So I don't know if they are hollow here. It's the watch itself that's heavy in the case, which is good stuff. I really like this 4 o'clock screw down crown, by the way. So probably not how I'd want to wear it, but actually I'm not used to a butterfly on a I've got a lot of links I need to remove, clearly. So it's nice. It's going to come for a giant sized wrist. Normally I only take 1 or 2 links out. Looks like I'm going to have to take at least 4 out on this. But you get an idea what it might look like. It does have a sunburst. Oh, this is awesome. I don't really have great lighting in here, but I'm seeing lots of different blues. I'm seeing a light blue, and it's got a radiating from the center. The way they've done the enameling on this, it's just awesome. Everything's like star shaped from the center. I don't know how much you're going to pick this up, but I'm really loving it already. I think this has become one of my favorite divers, and I haven't even wound the watch up or got it working yet. So let's unscrew this, take a look. Oh, so we should talk about the watch. The movement's the Miyota 9015, which as far as movements go, yeah, this is what I thought. It feels a little, when you wind it, it feels a little scratchy. Miyota's also known to be loud, but this is actually good movement. Doesn't need too many turns to get fully wound. Let's just pop it out to the first position. There's no date on here, so it's probably the okay. So first position does nothing, but they have that. Second position, it hacks, so it stopped, and it adjusts pretty nicely. So okay, I'm happy with that. I won't bother setting the time right now. Let's just screw that back in. So that's awkward. How do I get that back in? Do I need to apply? Is it spring loaded? You'd think I'd know better with a watch. Yeah, I had to push a little bit to get that back in. This looks like it's being pushed out with a spring or something. So yeah, just like 3 or 4 turns just to get it screwed down. So the movement's actually a really good one. And as far as movements go, obviously you really want a Swiss, but you probably end up paying more for that. This watch, I can't remember the Kickstarter price. I'll put it in the comments, but it was a pretty decent price. But plus you're getting 4 straps, including this, and you actually get 3 bezels. You get the bezel that comes with this, the blue one. You also get just a stainless bezel, which is the one they offer on their. There's 3 color schemes for this watch on their kind of grey-faced one, which is actually probably the most interesting color scheme. I really like blue, sunburst blue, which is why I went for this. And then the other one is the black one, the noir, and that one has a black bezel. So you can put a black bezel on this, or a stainless bezel on this. A stainless bezel on this with a stainless strap might look okay. I've seen some really nice color combos, because don't forget you have 3 or 4 straps to play with, apart from other ones you may order. These are 22mm straps. So if I put this on, it's going to make it look a bit older. So maybe I might do this and the stainless strap. So the stainless bezels. So the bezels will come later, which is fine. They've been very upfront about that in their notes. So back to the Miyota, it's 28,800 beats per hour, or 4 hertz. Basically, what that means, you can probably see the second hand here. It's a really smooth sweep on the second hand. Oh, I can actually see on the camera screen here, you're actually picking up on some of that lovely sunburst blue. So it's actually a sandwich dial. As I said, it's more expensive than applied indices. Probably means that we're going to have some strong lume when it does light up at night. I'll throw in a night shot. But this is a really smooth sweep on the second hand. It's 4 hertz as opposed to 3 hertz. So if you had like a Miyota 8 series or like a Seiko NH35, which is really popular. This is an automatic. It would be like 3 hertz, which would kind of, you can just see it ticking a bit more. So this feels really smooth. It's the same as most Swiss watches. It's a high beat movement. Pros and cons. Pro side, looks really smooth. So it looks much better quality. You'll on the con side, if you had like a 3 hertz, such as the Miyota 8 or the NH35 in particular, you can probably go a bit longer between services because the higher beat means more movement, means more wear. As far as servicing goes, if you're going to use it in a kind of water situation, you probably want to service it fairly frequently anyway, and you should probably service a watch every 5 years or so. But if you get some of the lower beat movements, you can probably go up to 10 years. So it's just a question of do you want to bother, how frequently you want to bother servicing it. I think that's secondary compared to do you like the watch. And I think the look at the smooth beat more than makes up for that for me. 42-hour power reserve, if I remember right. Roughly everything you're going to get in this price range is going to be 38, 40, 42. So I think that's neither here nor there. But this is a really nice watch. It's got shape is not curved here, which I would have liked to have seen because but it's they've definitely got a unique shape to it. I love how the because they've got it exactly set with a bracelet. I love the coin edging on this, and you can probably see there's a couple of there's a screw marking here, and another screw mark. Yeah, so there's like 3 screws to take this out. Normally what I would do is you normally have to pop them out with a knife. Looks like this one you just unscrew in 3 spots, so you can more easily lift it out because they know you're going to change the bezel. So that's really nice to see. I really love this watch. I think we've probably covered all the features on it, at least the important stuff. If you have any questions, throw them in on the comments, and I'll try and get those answered. I'm definitely going to go offline, get this size so I can have a wrist shot, and then I'll probably throw up a few more seconds on the video so you can have the ubiquitous night shot. But anyway, this is a really nice watch. I'm loving it. I think I'm going to be wearing this quite a bit. Probably I particularly like this strap for some reason. It's got a really vintage look to it. And it's nice to have a rubber one you can actually splash around with. Strangely enough, I don't actually go diving, but I like divers, so they're really robust. I don't have to worry about banging them. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't mention: sapphire glass. So you can see that. Not sure if it's supposed to be dome, but it feels flat to me. But it's nice to have sapphire glass. I try and get that on everything. You can't always get it if you really love a watch and it's not an option, but you can, when you get it serviced, you can get an aftermarket pretty cheaply and get it changed if you need to. So there we go, the Geckota D1 Cobalt in all its sunburst blue glory. I did try a loom shot, but my camera doesn't pick it up too well in the dark, so I'm just going to include a photo maybe. I think that's the solution. I just love that sunburst blue. So basically you get the pip on the dial, nothing else. So just a single pip, so on the bezel, and on the dial all the indices, including the numerals and also the dots in front of the the markers. Those are all loomed in a nice blue, as is the other hands. There's a dot on the second hand, and the hands are nice and thick. It's actually a very thick loom, so it comes over really nicely. I can see this very easily in the dark. Actually, much better than my Christopher Ward diver, which also has a similar loom on it. So it's definitely a pretty good loom job. I'm just sorry I'm not able to show that properly here. So take a look at the photo, and that should give you an idea.